What's up here?
What's this?
Oh, what?
Oh.
Ooh, and what's that? Oh, cool.
This was it's from my phone.
That is so cool. Guys, look at who's that?
Who's this? Homie. How you going, guys? Curtis from Cutting Edge Engineering. Today's job, we have a 637G bail arm to repair. A bail arm is used on the front of your twin drive scrapers, so twin engines, one in the front, one in the back, for helping and assisting the scraper behind through a cut, so they don't need a push dozer or something like that. The bail arms are hydraulically controlled. They come down off the front of the machine and they hook up to the machine in front of them, so two machines can then pull themselves through or push themselves through, whichever configuration they're working in. Bit of work to be done to this one. We do need to do some line boring on this ear. It is slightly worn out. We do need to straighten that as well. It is very, very bent. And one of the other issues the bail arm has is it's actually broken. So we'll need to carry out a repair on this side. A lot of the common issues to why these break is they don't get the bail arm up in time and they might run into the push pad of the machine in front of them, or the machine in front might make a hard turn and the machine behind hasn't taken his bail arm up. And yeah, that tends to put a lot of stresses on components, and the result is they tend to break. So the first thing we need to do, we need to start the repair on the broken side. We're going to have to gouge the hollow bar off this cast piece here. So there is actually a spigot down on the inside that spigots that hollow bar onto that casting. So we'll gouge all this weld away, we'll expose all that, clean all that up, ready for the new bit of hollow bar. We then need to come up this side of the tube. We need to gouge off this sleeve. This sleeve goes over the join from the original bit of hollow bar onto this casting. So once we gouge that sleeve off, we can remove that. We'll then expose the weld that holds the hollow bar onto the nose of the bail arm. We'll gouge all that off, get all that cleaned up. I do have to straighten the ear out on that side. After that ear is straightened out, we can then replace the broken section here. We've got a new piece of hollow bar outside, so we need to bring that in, do all the machining we need to do on that. After that's completed and everything's prepped ready to go, start getting it reassembled. Right guys, so we're going to use our air arc gouger or carbon arc gouger for doing the repairs on this, for removing all that material. Why don't I use plasma? Why don't I use oxy? Oxy's slow, it is expensive to run when you start burning up bottles of oxygen and acetylene or LPG. Yes, plasma does work, but a power source to do what I need to do here is about $6,000 to $7,000. That entire setup with leads, power source, handpiece was under $1,000 when I bought it. Plasmas are a good way of doing it, but they are not the only way to do it. You can be a surgeon with a carbon arc gouging rod if you know what you're doing. I can dig 80 mil deep into something. I don't have to have a big wide gap to fit the torch in there. As long as it's wide enough to fit the rod in, I can get in there. So for this sort of repair, carbon arc gouging is definitely the way to go.
Okay. Who's that? Hey, hey, hey.
Righto guys, so we've gouged all the bits and pieces off this thing we need to. Everything's prepped up ready for a new piece of hollow bar. But before we do the hollow bar, I need to straighten this ear out. So we've got it set up in our 150 ton press. So I'm going to apply a little bit of heat to the bent zone, try and bring that hole back from a oval or an egg shape into a round hole. You don't want to try and do these cold, you'll end up doing a lot more damage than good. So we're going to heat it up, get it red hot, we'll press it back into shape or as close as possible to. Once that's all done, we will then grind all the paint and stuff away from it, and we will perform a crack test on it to make sure it hasn't cracked from when it originally happened or from what I've done to it. We won't know what happens until we press it straight. Righto guys, so that went really well. Put a bit of heat in that, pressed it down, only took about 60-65 tonne to get that to straighten. We've actually closed that elongated hole up. It's now 100 mil by 100 mil, so you can't ask for much more considering what we had to work with. After this cools off, I'll do a test on it to find out if there was any cracks present. I didn't see anything show up while I was heating it. You generally do get to see cracks present themselves after a bit of heat goes in them. Once it cools off, we'll do the test.
Hi. Ah, hi. What? What? What?
Righto guys, so we've cleaned up that area. What we're going to do now is perform a crack test on it. So we're using a floor check system. It's a 4-step process. So we're going to do a pre-clean. We then apply the penetrant, allow that to sit for 10 to 15 minutes. After that's dried off, we'll use the remover and then we'll put on the developer, which will show up any cracks that are in the eye. We only need to check the area that's been fatigued. We don't need to worry about the rest of it. Customers only asked us to have a look at that. Righto guys, we've performed the crack test. There's no cracks showing at this moment. We do have a couple of holes in the casting, which is pretty standard for a cast item like this. Now that the crack test come back pretty good, we're going to get on and start the rest of the repair. So the piece of material we're going to be using to replace the tube on the bail arm that's broken, it's a piece of 140 by 60mm hollow bar. It's a 1045 grade, it's a pretty good match for what was already there. We've got it set up in the saw, we'll cut off the bit we need and we'll go and throw it in the lathe and machine it to size. Really? It's good?
Sure.
I can't see. Should I check?
No.
Line boring. We'll machine that to size. Yeah.
Okay.
I need to get that one pretty much perfect because that sort of designates where this bar lives. Oh, fuck. So it has to be back in. Oh, fuck me. After we've got everything cleaned up, I'll then press that ear straight. Gonna need a bit of heat. Oh fuck, who gives a fuck? So we'll get that sorted out. Fuck, I lost that. After we've got everything.
Trying.
I wouldn't even attempt something like this with plasma. I don't have a whole week. Yeah, oxy gouging, that's 1960s stuff. We're way past that. Come to the future. To about the 80s when we came up with this shit. Oh no. Gummed up to poo. Ah.
Heavy?
Not too bad. Oh, slide your slut bag. What do you think is funny? Right, so let's get shit steaming. It's getting hot right here.
Jesus.
Fuck this, I'm out. Fucking pretty good. I'm gonna get into the fucking steady and do that. Oh, it's like smack on 100 mil.
Hey. Come here. Oh no, he's lost his ball. Get your ball. Get it.